take some time to tell you a little bit more about myself, because I'm going to be talking an awful lot starting in January, and you should probably know who thinks they're entitled to say all of that. Who do I think I am? My name is Jackson Carter. I was originally born on a Ute Native reservation out in eastern Utah. Very white as can be. But my family was all oil riggers and hunters and trappers and cattle ranchers, and they loved cheap cigarettes. So we lived on the reservation for a while. And then we moved up to the, I say this lightly, the city, Davis County, Utah. And that's where we lived for a long time. It's not much I can say. Davis County is a fine place. And that is the nicest thing you'll ever hear me say about Davis County. When I was 14, I had the biggest crush I have ever had on anyone. And to my surprise, it was on a boy. Yes. I figured out that I was gay very young, but I got really lucky. I went to a charter school in Ogden that was specially for art kids. And by art kids, they meant weirdos. We were the island of misfit toys, but it was awesome, and I made a lot of weird friends. I was the most popular kid at the weird school and had a really great time. Volunteered for a long time with different youth organizations, went and rallied on Capitol Hill and yelled at the governor for gay rights, and I was quite the little activist through my early 20s. When I was 21, I got cast onto NBC's The Biggest Loser, and it was quite the experience, and I'm sure I will detail it at some point in one or many of these Nightcat videos. But yeah, it was hard. I'll answer your general questions right now. How was it? It was hard. I was hungry all the time. I was so tired, and I cried most days, and I wanted to go home. That's pretty much how it was. I got back. I worked for a little while as a personal trainer. You wouldn't know it because I'm a little thick around the middle, but I did. I worked as a personal trainer for a long time, and that's when I got into radio and alligator shows. I was an alligator wrestler for a very brief moment in time. I worked for a reptile exhibitor called Scales and Tails, and I got to take snakes and lizards and alligators to schools and teach kids all about how awesome they were. And I remember when I was a kid thinking that that was the coolest job ever. So I did get to do that. I was a professional alligator wrestler. And while I was doing that, I was also working on the radio. When I got started in radio, I got a 2-hour shift in the middle of the night on Saturdays, and that was it. That's all they would trust me with. And gradually, I worked my way up, and now I host a morning show. I've got 2 co-hosts. Their names are John and Monroe. It's called John, Monroe, and Jackson. I know, imaginative. But you can find the podcast, which is an awful lot of fun, John, Monroe, and Jackson, on any of your favorite podcast directories. So that's what led me here. I started on the radio and had a really great time doing that, and I figured, why not take that, turn it into a nighttime YouTube show? I mean, what's the opposite of a morning radio show? A nighttime YouTube show. I'm doing an opposites thing. Let's do it!